A sacrificial ceremony is taking place here, with everyone appearing bizarre, wearing masks, and covered in fresh blood. It turns out they are descendants of the Mayans, who believe that the sun god is the supreme deity. They think that by sincerely offering sacrifices to the sun god, they will receive the god's protection, which will drive away plagues and bring rain. The first captive is pushed onto the execution platform, and with a swift stroke from the priest's knife, a round head rolls straight down the stairs. The steps, long soaked in blood, are already coated with a layer of black grime. The more brutal the priests on the platform, the more excited the Mayans below become. Watching their companions die one by one on the platform, Bao feels both sorrow and fear. He seems to hear his wife's call. At this moment, his wife and child are trapped in a deep pit, waiting for him to return and rescue them. But reality is always so cruel before he can recover. It is his turn to be the next sacrifice. He was taken to the execution platform by the priests, who then pinned him down tightly. Just as the priests raised the blade to execute him, a miracle occurred. The bright daylight suddenly dimmed and it was a total solar eclipse. The Mayans, who worship the sun god, were terrified. Seeing this, the priest quickly reassured the crowd, saying that the sun god was very pleased with today's sacrifice, no longer angry, and would dispel the plague and bring rain. As he spoke, the sun gradually regained its brightness. The crowd finally cheered, believing that their sacrifice had successfully appeased the deity, and this allowed Bao to escape death by a stroke of luck. However, to his utter dismay, the real hunt was just beginning. The Mayan warriors then led them to an open field and pulled out various hunting tools. The warrior chief even instructed his son to stand at the other end of the field as the executioner. They then untied the ropes binding the two captives, and the hunt began. Like prey, they run frantically, with the Mayan warriors behind them shooting arrows and hurling spears in pursuit. Fortunately, the two captives narrowly evaded the attacks, but one was struck by a stone thrown by the chief, killing him instantly. The other was pierced by a spear, and though gravely wounded, he did not dare to stop as he looked toward the field of freedom ahead. He dragged his injured body, crawling desperately, only to be swiftly killed by the executioner who had been waiting for him. Next, it was Bao's turn. Having learned it from the escape attempts of his fellow captives, he knew that following conventional tactics would not save his life. So, instead of running in a straight line, he cleverly adopted a zigzag pattern. This strategy proved effective, allowing him to dodge wave after wave of attacks. However, the warriors began to take the hunt more seriously. Just as Bao was about to reach the cornfield on the other side, the chief stepped forward, drew his bow, and fired a fatal shot. Bao collapsed to the ground. At that moment, the executioner approached to deliver the final blow. In the nick of time, one of Bao's fellow tribesmen, still clinging to life, grabbed the executioner's leg. Bao seized the opportunity to break off the arrowhead lodged in his body. The tribesman was quickly dispatched by the executioner, who then turned his attention back to Bao. As the executioner drew a dagger to finish him off, Bao blocked the attack with one hand and used the arrowhead in the other to pierce the executioner's throat. The executioner staggered and fell to the ground. Dead, Bao struggled to his feet. Seeing that he was still alive, the warriors resumed their frantic attempts to kill him, shooting arrows and thrusting spears. The chief also pursued him. Enduring the pain, Bao pulled the arrows from his body and quickly dashed into the cornfield to begin his escape.